Okay, tonight we are going to build this Space65 white version. And it has the white weight, white case, top case, bottom case, and also the white badge. And we have this PCB that we are going to test first. So we are going to use the tweezer come from it. Let's get a VIA program running. Okay, we have the VIA software open up. Let's go ahead and test that. Okay, let's take the plate out. Well, we already have the feet on, so it's likely already built. But yeah, let's take the screws out. So what we need from here is the platform that we will need to insert between the plate and PCB. Okay, I think I'm a little bit tight today. I don't know if I can finish this build, but let's see how that works. Yeah, I'm not sure if I have this stream dropping frame. That's the biggest thing I was a little worried about. So the stream performance is not as good as previously. Hopefully it will hold up. So we have the diffuser here, then we can take out the plate and the last screws from this case. Maybe adjust. Okay, we don't need the case for now, we just need the PCB and the plate. And actually we only need the PCB so that we can lube the stabilizers. Sorry for the technical difficulty earlier. I hope this is resolved. So earlier I think I was trying to see if I can get Oreo onto the stream, and apparently the way I set up takes a lot of resource. It's either CPU heavy or it could be because of the network latency. Because I'm trying to pass through the Android screen from local network, and it might have a lot of render algorithm to make it stable and smooth. So let's see how we can do this one. So we are going to use a stabilizers from C3, and let's use the purple one. Oh, 原来是你在这里哦。Let's try Oreo cam. What? Okay, I need to give Oreo a treat now. And first, let's open the Oreo cam. Treat. Okay, let's see how Oreo can hold up with the treat. It's your treat time. Which one do you want? Okay, maybe some strawberry first. Okay, we need to look for your treat box. Here. Okay. This one. And again. Here. Okay, Oreo get her treat. I don't get my subscription. How many points do you have now? Okay, you save it for tomorrow, or you shouldn't have too many treats at one time. Shouldn't. Okay, today we will have all the fancy color. This is the purple one. What kind of purple it is? And this is another purple. Not perfect match, but they are all purple, and I cannot tell difference. And yes, I think enable Oreo can really make this stream laggy, dropping frame. Will you agree? Okay, Oreo Cam, the CPU killer. Only if I don't really implement that well. Okay, now the question is whether the stream will come back to a stable state. Hey, Objace, I don't know how to pronounce your name, but you're welcome. Yeah, thanks for watching that. I mean, the video is for people who cannot decide and wonder what the uppercut switches sound on the keyboard. I think everyone entered to the hobby without knowing what switch will sound the best. And by taking multiple videos into consideration, you will better find your switches. So that's why I keep uploading new videos time to time, and with different switches. So with the same setup I have, you know how they sound. Yeah, that's the key part. Let's loop our stabilizers. You got the NK65 now? Yeah, I think the 65 NK is definitely a good entry board. But the typing feeling is probably not the best so far. So I would definitely recommend getting, well, not getting, but over time try to use your voice 65 to better suit the purpose of that. Voice is definitely a really great board. I had no regret building that and making the typing sound. The only regret is that's a client board, so I don't really have enough time to try different configurations. So I have another client having the board, and I probably will try to negotiate like how long I can hold that keyboard, so I can do more configuration and typing sound with that. Because it's hot swap, so it will be easy for people to do different builds. But still, you don't want to spend too much money on things that you don't need to spend if you already know how you like the sound. And to be honest, I hear a lot of typing sound before making decisions. And one switches I don't really like personally is the cream. So I try to avoid that, but with client build I get chance to experience that. and to be honest, after breaking they actually sound really nice. So the problem is the scratchiness of the switch. Yeah, I think you are really lucky. Like, it's not a lot of in stock buy in this hobby. And incorporate in stock buy, you basically almost get 50% of the real market value for that board. Like similar board like Vega takes really $600 for that, and when you get voice, it's almost half of the price. Yeah, Telios is really like I would say low pitch and also a little bit muted, and I definitely like the Alpaca sound because it's more more bright, more clacky, like really bright sounds. That's how I describe that, and it feels much. Yeah, I just feel like really happy about that sound. Nothing more. And also the smoothness, it's like the extreme smoothness. So I always reserve a pack for myself, even I can build for my client. So for now, I think my favorite linear switch will be Alpaca and Lavender. Both are really smooth switch, and for Alpaca they sound really nice on FR4 plate and aluminum plate, and for Lavender switch they sound really good on polycarbonate plate and palm plate. So that's like my favorite combination of switch and also the plate. Yeah, sometimes you need to have the right plate for your switch. So for aluminum, I would definitely say better pair with Alpaca switch. Let's see if I can focus on this one. Yeah, do you like 62 gram spring? Because overall I think a lot of people like heavier spring, but I actually prefer lighter spring like Alpaca. Yeah, let me see if I install anything reverse. Hey, Flamingo or Flamingo, I don't know. Yeah, I think you entered the hobby in a right time. Like everything is kind of in stock. Like last year when I have to get Alpaca, it sold out in 4 minutes. So I basically have to wake up early. It's like 8 or 7 p.m. a.m. on my time, and by the time I grab that and look back again, it's just sold out. So that's how popular at that time Alpaca is. So your voice has little hollow on the left side. Yeah, I wonder if it's related to like how the alignment works on the voice PCB plate, because like when you put your plate onto the PCB, like on the left side or right side, I think there's like a vertical gasket on that. So I wonder if you like when you close the half, the gasket is on the right spot. And also, did you use all the foam? Like, because sometimes the foam may hide the problem, which I use all the foam there. Yeah, actually, like, to make a perfect build, you probably want to like get from no foam, and if you don't like the sound, like it's inconsistent, then try to adjust the build. And once you get to a good sound, like consistent sound, then you can start adding the foam to adjust like to your preference. So what's upcoming boards am I most excited about? I think I'm always excited about every keycaps raffle, but you know, like raffle is raffle, so I don't really count as excited board to get, because it's usually just like by luck, you will never get it until someday. And the other board I'm really excited about is the Type K from GOG, and also probably like the 7V extras. So you know, GOG designed the 7V, and last year they had a group buy for unlimited stocks. It's almost a year. You use the case foam and silicone dampener. Yeah, I'm not sure. I used the Poron dampener, and I don't really have that hollowness feeling. So sometimes, you know, like every time you just like redo your build, or maybe just use another dampener, it might work. So give a try. Yes, yeah, like overall the process is just like as nice as how to assemble a Lego, so you don't need to solder anything. Power Light is actually a really interesting board. If they come to the price point that's like entry level affordable, that will be awesome, because I know, just like from the looking, it looks like the Bauer PC build, which takes people $500 to get. Is that right? So if you can get similar looking with a little bit cheaper material and quicker process, like for $200 or even $150, that will be ideal. But if you try to make Bauer Light like more than 200, then it's a little bit not worth, because adding another $100, you can get a true like aluminum gasket board. Yeah, I think Voice is definitely like worth buying regarding how you can get from in stock buy. But if you try to get from aftermarket, I'm not sure if it's really worth the aftermarket price. Is that like around 500, 600 now? Yeah, if you already spend like 500, 600, I would just say like get the Polarized or Vega, because that's just much better quality. Yeah, like people are selling Voice for $600, and people who like RGB and maybe the right side rotary would probably spend that. But after a while, you'll realize the knob or RGB is probably not the most important part of like typing on such keyboards. Well, if you really like, I won't judge, but if you are fine without those, definitely Vega is a better buy. But also keep in mind, I think Vega is around the corner for fulfillment. I mean, they just started manufacturing, but actually the in-stock 1,000 units take around half a year to build, to manufacture. So the group buy, I don't think it will take more than like 9 months. So ideally it should ship around summertime. So just another 3-4 months. You will either get it from group buy or probably can buy from the extra sale. And I bet they will sell a lot of extras. But yeah, after a while, you can start doing like trade on the boards that you experience the boards good enough that you want to have a try of other boards, and the people who want to try your boards will probably give you a chance to try their boards. So the trade could happen. An interesting part of trade is you will start meeting friends, like getting some virtual friends to talk over time. Nice, yeah. You have brother who like keyboards? That's fancy. At least not the friends who, not the brother you're joining the raffle with together, right? Okay, let's put the stabilizers on the PCB and have a try. Yeah, is Ducky south-facing switch or north-facing switch? Because if it's north-facing for the RGB, you probably don't want to spend the money on a GMK keycaps, because Cherry will interfere with the north-facing switch. Yeah, so it's hard to say like whether you should get a really good keycaps on that. Yeah, totally subjective. You cannot really say like the money spent on keyboards or keycaps are worth or not. But there's always people who will agree with you and are willing to buy the stuff from your hands with much more money than you spend. And that's like the double side sword on this hobby. One part, if you cannot get something with your hands, you probably have to spend more money on that. But on the other hand, it's pretty safe to just like impulse buy something. And most of the time, things will turn out to be good because designers is usually like taking care of people. So they try to make sure the quality is delivering like really good. So at the end of the day, like you are getting a good product. And if you don't like it, you can still sell more than that. So you got hands on Godspeed. Yeah, I think Godspeed run out of stock again. The regular base kit, it run out of stock again. And I think I get that once it goes on sale, extra sale. And I realized, yeah, if I don't get it, maybe someday it will go out of stock. Even its drop, it doesn't mean it will have unlimited stock. Do you recommend Vega Sync V2? So if you're trying to get Sync V2 now, I would say hold on, don't do that. So there's two problems on the Sync V2 group buy. Yeah, personally, I get both Sync V2 group buy and Vega group buy, just because I think they are good value on the money you spend. But right now, it's not a good time to buy Sync V2. There's two reasons. So one is the plate. So the Sync V2 plate turns out to be not compatible with a lot of switches, especially my favorite switch, Alpaca V2. So basically it's really hard to put the Alpaca V2 on the Sync V2 plate, and even you can put on, it's hard to take it out if you want to desolder and swap to another switch. So basically the plate has some problem right now, and the solution from Gray Studio is to hold off the shipping and find the solution. So I'm in the QQ group of Gray Studio, so they were mentioned for Chinese users, customers. If you had problem on your FR4 plate, you can ship it back and get a replacement FR4 plate or PC plate. So they are doing a new plate for that. But for international group buy users, there's no solution yet. So ideally they will either just like give a replacement, but they probably just hold off shipment for the new orders. My order didn't get shipped yet. And worst case is like you probably have to ship it back and get replacement. And then at that stage, it will be a lot of shipping costs. So I would say hold off buying Sync V2 until one thing, they fix the plate, and second thing, they release the extras, because I think they will have a lot of extras for sale. So you probably can put your hands on extra sale and make sure like the plate was already fixed. Do you think lubing Alpaca for the first time will be hard, or should I purchase from Lubed? I would say always take your time to try, because like the time you spend on lubing switches is the part like your preference. When you buy them from second-hand markets, especially if you don't really know how they sound from the person you're buying, then it will be really hard to justify like how they lube compared to your lube. So next time you still need to lube from scratch. But my better recommendation is to get some gate run ink and try different amounts like lube, use some gate run ink and type on them for a week and see which one you like best. So you know, okay, how much lube you were trying to do. So yeah, give a try on cheaper switch, and then over time you know your preference. Then apply that to your switch. That would be better spend of the money, because if you just buy them secondhand, you still don't know how they should get lubed later. And if you want to just like get one board, maybe it's fine, but if you want to get longer in the hobby, it's better to just lube yourself. A friend of mine yours want to trade his voice. So what does he try to trade for? Like Vega Sync? Yeah, if he's trying to like find which one to trade, and if it's similar value between Vega and Sync, I would say go for the Vega. And for that level of money, Vega is definitely like the best representation of how a 65% could be. So I've tried like the polarized Vega kickout. I would say I still prefer the Vega typing feeling. Yeah, that is how much I like Vega and polarized. So kickout definitely has like great finish, but just by typing and sounds, Vega and polarized is still my like better recommendation for the money you spend on. But yeah, still all preference. Like maybe your friend like the Sync V2 polycarbonate version, which has the underglow, then Vega doesn't have it. And maybe your friend like firm typing experience, and Vega is like really flex, and your friend may not like it. So it's about preference. And just like my preference, I would go Vega. And what's the reason for him to want to trade his voice? That's another big question. Like, when you want to trade, is he not satisfied with the voice, or he just want to try something else? Okay, so he bought 2 during the in-stock buy. Okay, smart and also ambitious, I will say. Yeah, I never try to buy 2 boards unless I know like I really like that board. And for voice, I definitely had hesitation. I didn't even try one because I'm not a huge fan of the look. I mean, I personally don't really need RGB, and I like symmetric looking. So for voice, left and right are totally different. That's something swimming out. But preference is preference. I cannot say for anyone. Okay. Do I have any recommendation for stapes? So for stabilizers, I would say Durock V2 or C3 V2, depends on whether you need the color matching or not. So for C3, like this one, the purple was really like vibrant and could be really good signature added on to your keyboard. And for Durock, it's usually just smoky or transparent, so it doesn't really add any like signature. But still, like, they are good. You bought 2 Sync V2, 1 PC, 1 Alu. Yeah, I think the Alu top and PC bottom is definitely like great combination. And I think who did that? Is that Alex Sotos? Like, it just look amazing. But how do you deal with the other half? That's like my question. Are you trying to sell that? Will people willing to buy it? Or maybe how much will people willing to buy it? Would this work? Yes, it will work. So I believe the one you linked, the Alpaca same Durock V2 stabilizers. So it actually had a combination of both. The Durock V2 with the looking of matching switch. So I like that option. Gonna try to trade or maybe sell. Yeah. I wonder if people want that option, like the PC top and Alu bottom. But it's likely people will like it. Yeah, because I think I got the E7 V2 PC version, and that's actually PC top and Alu bottom. So that's not like nonsense option. Sorry, I touched my microphone. Do I get the 625U or 7U? So if you were doing the voice hot swap build, it will be 6.25U. No problem. Yeah, I think reach out me on the stream is the easiest time for me to answer your question. Because I can kind of get back to you immediately. I don't have other chats to look at other than the Discord and this stream, so this is probably the best time. yeah, like searching usually don't really give your most accurate information. It's just because the information will outdated time to time. Like for this Alpaca V2 stabilizers, it's very new, like you probably won't really find it anywhere. And I ordered that like a week ago and I still didn't get mine. It's not because of the vendor, it's because of the shipping company. Thank you for your words. Yeah, I wish I can provide enough information for people who enter into this hobby and had questions, because sometimes you find a lot of options. You may end up spending money on something you don't need to. And sometimes I would suggest spending money on something exploratory, like lubing and get around yellow. That will be actually very good time to try. Like sometimes you don't need to spend $1 each on Telio switches. Like lubed gate around yellow were really good option for most of people if you just started. Okay, so the carbon fiber plate. I find sometimes it's easy to just like insert the switch into the plate first and then put onto the PCB. Especially the switch are not sticking into the PCB easily. This is the better way of doing. Okay. Yeah, I think the switch is a little bit okay. I know the problem. It's just like the top housing. Does the Space65 have the same plate problem as Sync V2? It has less problem. I see people who complain about Space65 carbon fiber plate, but I see people, Grid Studio actually changed that to FR4 plate for extra units. And I had friends who had problem on the first row, but other people don't really have, so it's more like inconsistent or the QC issue on the plate for space. But for sync, it's really universal problem on almost every plate. So that's definitely the manufacturing problem. And I see they actually want to take maybe several weeks to remanufacture all the plates. And I'm definitely trying to wait until they give me the right plate, because I don't want to take a bad plate. And all the plates are just like FR4 plate. I have no other choices. It's not like if I get a free FR4 plate, I can have other options. It's really the same plate. I doubt this keyboard on this switch will generate good amount of sound that people can hear. So the typing session could be interesting. Maybe it's not about any typing, it's just about the typing feeling on it. So this is the MX Zilents. It's not Zilents. And I don't really know whether this is tactile or linear. I feel like this is linear. Yeah, the client gave me this switch. I just use it on the build. And I think this is already looped. And I feel like they should be tactile, but I have no tactile bump. at all. So I wonder it's by design or not. Yeah, sometimes people prefer less tactility, and maybe you want to go the ergo clear options. For example, the penguin switch or the new tarot board from Canon Keys. I don't know if they ever released that already. And also the dragon fruit, but dragon fruit is trash. I heard bad story about dragon fruit a lot, and I thought they are from JWK. They should be fine, even though they are running by TKC. But apparently TKC didn't really do good QC, and nobody, actually there's somebody in the TKC group knows keyboard, but I don't think the leadership knows the keyboard enough. Yeah, so the problem is like I watched their stream on building other keyboards, and the guy who run TKC customer service called Launch, he's doing good job. He knows what to do on the keyboard building and what the preference should be, like advanced level versus entry level. But their CEO and who's the other one, COO, yeah, the former COO, yeah, they were doing like several streams, and the keyboard they were building are trash, and they don't know what they are doing, and they just try to give the stream to the audience, and audience still buy the keyboard. So I hate that culture. Like, you don't know what you are doing, you show people who don't know what they try to buy, and it end up like selling. So do I have any experience with any of JWK recolors? A tropical switch in stock worth considering. So any JWK switch, if the composition are the same as a product, they should probably sound and feel the same. So that's like palm stem, PC top, and nylon bottom, or nylon top PC bottom. I don't remember the real exact configuration, but that's about that. So basically look at whether they have the same format as alpaca, and if they are the same format, then the next thing you will consider is just the look. But to be honest, after you solder the switch in, the look doesn't matter too much. But yeah, sometimes I like to make the build look awesome and matching everything together, like the stabilizers matching with the switch, and probably like matching with the keycaps. But sometimes you cannot really do that if you're trying to get multiple builds or multiple configurations together. So it's really about the time you spend. Okay, my hands were really dirty now. Yeah. So I've tried, I don't think I spent money on the, oh yeah, I've tried the Durock Linear, like the one sold on Divinity. And other than that, I usually just try to look up the composition, and if they are the same as alpaca, I just like wait until the next different JWK I have. So I have tangerine, I have lavender, which is full nylon. Tangerine has some smooth component inside, and I have Competo. They have different spring and longer stem, and I have the new Durock Palm, which is full palm housing and special material stem. and what other Durock linear I have. Yeah, I think I spent, yeah, also the Soho switch, they are pretty much the same as Alpaca. Oh, and also NK Silk Yellow and NK Dry Yellow, because early stage I really want the 63.5 grams spring. Yeah, actually at the point of Tangerine or Alpaca, they are just like smooth enough that you don't need to chase for smooth anymore. Like the time you spend on that could better spend on like the sound preference. So I would say get some Durock first, then try to find your preference by spending on different Durox linear other than the ones you already have or the same composition that you already have. Yeah, I have the Tangerine, but I don't think I want to buy them again, just because they are like a little bit more expensive than Alpaca, but don't really give a lot of advantage over that. I would recommend filming Alpaca. They are still not like really well, the truth is, if you try to loop and loop them, you already open up the case, then you'd better just like film them, because when you open up the case, it starts getting a little bit loose. Okay, I need to wash my hands and set up the solder part, so it will take maybe a minute or two. Let me just grab, yeah, wash my hands. Yeah, I will be right back. Okay, let me set up the solder station, so I will need to put my beer keyboard outside the frame. And also this Space65. You're also waiting for your BS65? Yes, that's the most exciting board last year when I first saw that. So before BS65, I was in only one group I called HMKB, and that's still not fully like finished yet. And the reason I entered that group is because the runner said it will be really fast turnaround, like 3 months, because it just bent metal. But turns out the problem doesn't happen on the manufacturing, it's on the storage. So it hadn't been produced until this year. Okay, let me open the window so I get good circulation. Yeah, Desky film are just good. Like they can compress so that if you want to use some polypanda, you can use it. So yeah, after that I start getting to know like other smaller group buy, and also start watching like the Twitch stream from like Teha types, Alex Sotos, Apiri, and then I look into this chunky keyboard called Elephant S7, and I was really shocked about how people can just design such huge keyboard with good aesthetic. And then I heard about, okay, the designer was running a new group buy. So then I just start getting to grow a lot on the BS65 and at the time it was called BS60%. Yes, so then I start just like chatting with Jackie about his project, his group buy, and he definitely had no help running the first group buy of both Elephant R1 and Elephant R2. So I was offering help, and he was really glad that there's somebody want to take the help. And then that's like the friendship starts. So what kind of foam film from KB Defense? Is that a switch? For the switch? Like KBD switch foam? Yeah, I wonder how they did that. And actually they are running IC for their own switch stabilizers, and I'm stoked about that, because if you can buy a lot of things from KB Defense and you have your entry level and you have some advanced level, like this side is just so attractive. And I think the worst thing happened to KB Defense is the drama of T1 switch. So when the first time KB Defense was running T1 switch, people found out the Telio switch on KB Defense were fake, and it's all produced from the same manufacturer that manufacture the T1 switch. That's how KB Defense stopped the contract from that. And interestingly, that company is called JWK. And then JWK switch just like took off, and KB Defense lost the chance selling the most popular switches of all time. But they tried and they failed just because of the Telio switch. Yeah, all the drama. Yeah, if you buy Everglide switch or Everglide stabilizers, they are probably very close to the Duroc because they had the same manufacturer. You have some lavender coming? Nice. Where do you buy them? Did you get from Canon Key or from Project KB? Project Keyboard. Oh, they're Australia vendor. Nice. Yeah, I think they are everywhere now. And I like them because of the smoothness and also because of the deep sound. Like, they are not as deep as ink black, but they are as deep as what they can be. And also the trade-off between just like how easy to lube them versus how hard to open a ink black. I would definitely prefer lavender. And also the inconsistency of the scratchiness of the ink. So when they sold out on Canon Key, you can still buy them from Project Keyboard, I believe. And Project Keyboard has free shipping. Why not both? If you were building voice, there's no reason not to get both, because you can try to swap them out and see how they sound differently. And actually, my suggestion will be get Alpaca first. If you like them, just hold them. If you don't like or you want to get better, Project Keyboard has free shipping, so you can get them at any time without adding any additional item to save any shipping. And I don't think most of people know Project Keyboard has lavender. They thought Canon Key is the only US vendor have lavender switch. So even though like Canon Key sold out, Project Keyboard still have plenty stock. Yeah, I don't think most people know that. So I bought several packs from them. I don't think they try to, like advertise that as well. I wonder why. Probably they are also like one-man job, one-man running company, so they don't have enough bandwidth to do both advertising and also running business. Yeah, you should get Gator Yellow to practice lubing first. Yeah, I think my friend who try all kinds of good switches, especially start from like ink black, and then one day he finally tried the Gator Yellow and he said this is the sound he was trying to find for a long time, and finally he found it on Gator Yellow. It's like wasting huge money and also time on other switches before you finally find your true love. Yeah, I actually loop over Gator Yellow at first a lot. But that's how you practice looping. So less is more, just take less and try to see how that switch sounds on your hot swap PCB. And also one thing is alpaca is really smooth stock, so you can even put on your voice without lubing them at first. And then try to lube your Gateron yellow. Swap out some alpaca and see which one you find better. Maybe lubing them doesn't really help. Like maybe alpaca stock is already good enough. Or maybe like lubing really make it better, and then you can try to lube alpaca and you can compare. So I think the time you compare stock and non-stock will be the time you find how much you like lubing. Yeah, and that's how I really like getting a hot swap PCB first, so you can try all kinds of switch and different loop without worrying about like ruining your keyboard, because you don't want to desolder keyboard a lot of times without proper tool. Alpaca's pre-looped and Alpaca V2 basically what the Prime Key KB is selling, like pre-looped heavily that you don't really need to loop if you don't know what you're doing. No, just kidding. It's always good to loop them. But truly, if you don't really know how to loop, they are good enough stock. How hard it is to swap ALU to PC plate on voice? You basically need to take out all the switch, take the build out, redo it. So it's like the reverse of building and additional building. So if you're building it takes half an hour, then it just takes another hour to build it with PC plate. I'm glad they include the PC plate by default, so you don't need to spend extra money on that. So I really like their decision. Yeah, because the stabilizers are already looped, so most of the time you spend were just like taking out the keycaps, switch, and disassemble, and putting the switch back, assemble, and put keycaps. So it's actually very satisfying doing such steps. So for hot swap PCB, the most important thing is when you insert the switch, don't insert when the PCB is in the case. Try to get the PCB and plate out of the case and have something support the bottom, or even use your hand to support the back of the PCB, especially the cowl socket. So when you insert the pins, if the pins are not straight, the worst case is you lose one switch. You're not going to ruin the keyboard in that way. Yeah, so hot swap, try to find something to support. That's the most important part. Then it's not that easy to break. Yeah, are they PE plate or PC plate? I'm always confused about that. And whether PE plate is different or just like different translation of PC plate. So for me, yes, I can tell difference between 62 and 65. So for 62, I can type it for like really long time. For 63.5, yes, I can still type for a long time, but for 65, I will feel a little bit heavy over time. So I don't really like comfortable typing on Lavender for longer session if I know, I don't know. Sometimes you have to feel it until you know whether that's your weight or not. Yeah, I think I have a bent pin, and I don't know if I can take the switch out. Is that because I get some solder into? I don't think I get enough solder. Yeah, glad you have enough information to order the things you need. Let me get my desolder gun. Yeah, 65 gram will be something worth to try. Like you never know if this is a good weight until you try it. Worst case, you like lavender sounds, but you don't like the weight, you can always just try to swap. That's not hard. Like a lot of people try to swap the alpaca because they feel like it's a little bit lighter than they need. From YouTube, you've seen people not use that. So when you say they only use Lube, do you mean like they only use Krytox 205G0? Okay, let me solder all the other switches first. Then we can have time to figure out what happened to this one. So I try to use only Krytox 205G0 for stabilizers for a while. Then I don't really like it. So the problem is, like the 205G0 doesn't really stay that well because it's not thick enough. So you either put a lot of 205G0 there, or you have to add it back later when you feel this, like the rattling. So that's what I feel for certain of my boards that I only use 205G0, and after several weeks using, like I have to add more lube. But for dielectric grease, it's actually easy to stay because you can just like dip lots. So I find that's like a bit longer term solution. Like you don't want to relube your stabilizers time to time, right? Yeah, they're super cheap. They're like $5, $7 for the whole tube, and you can use them until you are tired of keyboards. And 205G0 a little, so it's easy to use them, all of them, because you are lubing the switches. Yeah, this is huge. Like you basically won't be able to use them all unless your whole keyboard, you just use that to lube everything, and it will end up just like over lubed everything. Yeah, I definitely like the grease. Yeah, you should get that. I mean, it's not too much different on the pricing though. So you are protecting environment if you get just enough to cover the amount of board that you need to cover. Okay, so I have one switch that I cannot take out, and I need to just use the desolder gun in my garage to take it out. So I probably spend like 2 minutes in the garage. So I will be right back if you guys just have patience. Okay, I'm back. Yeah, basically I used the desolder gun in my garage and also the switch puller from Prime KB in the garage. Basically what I have here is the small toy, but what I have in my garage is just the powerful weapon. So I basically don't want to bring all the weapon here. I just want to make sure I can do the normal work here, and if I had any trouble I can go back to garage to fix them. Yeah, lubing switch is just like takes most of the time, and to be honest, even for the solder builds, they are also the most tedious part. That's why like when I offer the service, like most people who order service don't really do lube, and who do lube don't really do solder. So I'm trying to offer both because I want to give the best value to the clients, as well as get a chance to try different boards. But maybe I will drop, maybe not drop, but increase the price of lubing over time, because I just don't have that much bandwidth to build every keyboard that I already have so far. So now I'm building my client's build. Okay, sorry about that. Yes, building keyboard itself is much fun. Okay, let me turn that into a station. Yeah. Sorry, I was just hitting my camera all the time. Have a good night. I'm gonna finish this build, but just like enjoy talking with you. So I will wash my hands. Be back soon. Okay, so it's time to put back the case together. So I wish I didn't forget one thing, is the platform, because if I forget the platform to build this keyboard, I have to rebuild everything. So I didn't forget, which is nice. Now this is the top case. We want to put the PCB and plate here, then start doing all the screws. So for the Space65, so there's one problem on the plate, which is basically like the plate could be shifted to a place that your keycaps will not be able to press. So that's why you probably want to adjust the plate before you screw all the screws in. So that's the most important part of building this keyboard. So you want to basically screw most of the screws, not super in, and at the point you can still kind of adjust. Okay, I think I screwed some too much. So you can still adjust. Then adding some keycaps on that. Sorry. I'm just trying to finish this build as quick as possible. I'm hitting my microphone and camera a lot. Okay, so what we are trying to do is find the arrow key. And especially the left and right arrow keys. Okay, what happened to my music? And they are the two that's easily to hit the case so that you cannot type. So you want to make sure that's working, and also the left up corner. So the keycap set I'm using here is the Kitty Cat. Okay, I think still a little bit problem. Okay, this is probably the hardest part of this board. Not soldering, but just try to find how you want to place the screws so that you won't be able to hit the corner. So what have you ordered so far, and do you still miss anything that you need any suggestion, or you're good to go now? Okay, so the next thing we want to assemble the case together. So we want to put back all the tools here. Nice. Steps. Grease. Switches. Yeah, I don't think you have more things that you need. How about the keycaps? What keycaps are you trying to use on your keyboard? I mean, technically keycaps you can always do that later, but the GMK gas speed is definitely good. Oh, the EPD Ivory, yeah, that's actually a really nice keyboard. Did you get novelty keycaps? Because I believe novelty is the true spirit of the keycaps, especially for this one. Yeah, the elephant. I kind of regret not getting it, but in other sense, I know like I just have too many keycaps now, and I just don't really need another one, unless they are really unique. But you know, every keycap set are unique by their own. Yeah, actually at the point they are running group buy, I thought for Enjoy PPT it will always be chance for them to going in stock, but that's just based on my prior knowledge on the Enjoy PPT 9003, which is totally 9009, which is totally wrong assumption. Another one could be the Serica. Yeah, I think the dots were really nice. They're at first about the best that I really want, because they were just a joke on April 4th. But then I realized anything that people would find interesting could be the reality. So that's what I like about the custom keyboard world. So I actually got a botanical extra from the Omnitype the other day. So I'm not early enough to get that group buy, but I get good enough speed on the first comes first serve. So far most of my GMK sets are from extras. I haven't got any group buy sets delivered yet, and I already have about 10 sets now. I think Godspeed is definitely a good set that you don't need to fight for, and also reasonable extra price. Okay, my bad. I have missed one keycaps. Yes, like once you start buying extras, you feel like that's the new norm, and you basically spend at least 200 each set. Then suddenly your wallet is empty. Yeah, I think the Ivory is really nice set. You won't regret it. And also the Enjoy PPT quality is definitely good. Like for other keycap sets other than GMK, Enjoy PPT, what's the other one? Like, oh, the CRP. Like even the cat keycaps, the quality is not that good. Like for this set, the 7U spacebar just don't work. So the shine on GMK set is unavoidable. Embrace the shine. And the best part of the shine is just get the shined keycaps already. Like get those keycaps shined already, that you don't need to worry about the shine, more shine. I mean, you could have heavier shine, but it's not that bad as you already buy keycaps that shine. Okay, let me see if my camera can be more focused on this keyboard. Okay. And maybe adjust a little bit on the light. Okay. Wow, 60 bucks. That's a steal for GMK. I mean, if you type it for a while, it will shine inevitably. So if you can get that much, it's definitely a good boy. Home. Okay, I probably won't type on that anyway, so let's just get keycaps on that, so we can keep rolling. Okay, this is not correct profile. This is the one, and this is probably the other one. Okay. And here comes to the mods. Nice, yeah. I think overall in this hobby, it's about sharing and caring. So it's not likely like you would get free things, but most of the time people who treat newcomers like how people are treated before. And I was treated really well when I entered the hobby, so I'll try to treat newcomers well as well. Okay, so some disclaimer, there were nearly 0 typing sound. So ideally it doesn't matter on how I type on that, but still for the spirit of the closing stuff, we want to do a typing sound. Yeah, I'm just trying to adjust the RGB light. Where's my rainbow one? Okay, anyway, it doesn't really matter that much. Okay, let me see. Where's my camera focus? Yeah, so MX Zilents, not much sound to be honest, but let's just take the final typing test. To wrap up the stream for this board build. And we will see if it's the Chrome that's making my stream super laggy. Yes, possibly. Okay, I just want to have some typing test. Anyway, I just make up words then. Yeah, ideally it's probably the Chrome. I can see the lag definitely. So I just kill the Chrome and hopefully it gets bad. Okay, so let's just make up some words. Okay, cool. So this is the Space65 white version, and I'm building this with the MX Zilents, and the keycaps are kitty cat. So let's see. Okay, I don't know if it has sounds or not. So here's the mod sounds. Okay, you can definitely hear the scratch of the mods because of the keycaps. Yeah, if you are using GMK, it probably will have less problem. Yeah, definitely I already put my microphone really close. So in real life, it just have like the sound of the table itself. Like when I hit a little bit harder, like table generated the sounds. So yeah, it's a great for workplace or at night. And we're about at the time for sleeping. So have a good night everyone who watched this stream so far. And happy chatting, and glad you come to all the parts that you need to build this keyboard, and I hope you will show me back your keyboard building. Yeah, talk to you later. Bye.